love. I know this world is unforgiving, but I think I'll press my luck.
My name is Mohomed Abdo. My artist name is Esmod, and I'm a Memphis artist. I've been actually working on this album for like 5 years, but what keeps happening is this is currently called Table for One now, because when I first started it in 2017 is when I started writing it. It had like its name and a concept, and I had like a whole bunch of songs written for it already. But every single time, by the time I was like getting ready to finish the project, I would be in a totally different headspace by the end of it than I was when I started it, and it would no longer resonate with me, and I would scrap the whole thing. And then I would do it again, and I would scrap the whole thing, and I would do it again, and I would scrap the whole thing. But it's essentially the same theme the whole way through, right? And it's just about me, like about my life personally. And so I would often like go to restaurants and just dine in by myself, which was fine with me. Like I wouldn't feel any type of way about it. And so I got used to like going into restaurants. They're like, how many? And I'd just be like, one, or a table for one, please. And after a while, it kind of like stuck with me. I was like, I kind of like this phrase, just table for one, because I felt like represented me pretty well. And so then at some point I was like, oh, what if I call my album Table for One? And then I got that name in 2020, and it's stuck up until now. And it's just about like how I went from having like a whole bunch of like friends and company to like just kind of being isolated after a certain point of time, mostly because of like factors due to like, you know, just literally growing apart, or maybe more personal, like somebody like turning their back on me or something like that. And so the album starts with songs of like togetherness, right? So I have that one song called Reservation, and the hook goes, come eat with me, take the seat, come eat with me. And it's like an invitation. And then like the next song is about parties, and the next song is about this, and it's all like the whole first half is about like spending time with an abundance of people. And then in the second half, it gradually changes in tone, where the songs get more personal and more like serious and less fun, and it starts to be about like specific things, like people turning their back or people literally like dying, you know? I feel like when I write something as I'm feeling it, the things that I say, although they are true in that moment, may not be something I would want to say to somebody, you know what I mean? And so now taking that approach to writing the same album that I've been writing for years, it's a lot more like, I want to say, to me, it feels a lot more like wholesome and like holistic in purpose than it does like just ranting and getting something off of my chest. There have been times where I like try to write a song and I find a beat and I'm like, this is perfect, I can write to this. And I'll sit there with the beat playing for hours or days or weeks and not come up with anything. Then I'll listen to another beat for the same song, and the whole song will just pour out in one go. So usually if it catches my ear, I'll give it a chance, but I want to say I write most of my songs in just one sitting. The theme I'd say that reoccurs each time in each of the drafts of my project that I've made so far is just vulnerability. As long as I'm being as honest as possible, I think that's like the one thing I've strived for. So as I grow, the project itself has changed, but I feel like the honesty has not, you know what I mean? And that's like the main thing I try to focus on. And the vulnerability is like, as long as it's just about me. It's always just been about my personal experience with myself, people, and the way I interact with people. And so I've had like a handful of people tell me like, yo, your music, it feels like healing music. I heal from your music when I listen to it, because they may be feeling something in that moment that I felt once already and wrote from the perspective of somebody who got out of it. And so then they can get another perspective of what they're feeling after the fact, or like while they're feeling it instead. And I feel like it is more powerful that way.
Don't lose yourself for acceptance. You gon' lose sight of the right